Hey there, it's Danielle Wiley from Sway Group coming to you with a Two for Tuesday. So, this week I wanted to talk about two things that were kind of bugging me. We're going to stick with this theme of me ranting and venting about stuff, at least for one more week, but then we'll be too close to Thanksgiving for me to be negative and we'll have to move into grateful zone. But anyway, the first thing is that if you guys didn't see last week, FTC came out with a new user friendly brochure about FTC disclosures. We have an article up about it on our blog. I will put a link to that in the comments. But one of the things that struck me was that influencers have always, for the most part, been really so good about disclosures and following FTC guidelines. And we certainly do everything in our power to check all of that work and make sure that everything is compliant. But I was thinking, the FTC came out with these new guidelines, and I really hope for once that traditional media takes note and starts to follow this. I still see so many instances, especially on television, of non disclosed sponsorships and news folks and people on TV shows posting about brands that have sponsored, or talking rather about brands that have sponsored them without disclosing that there is a monetary compensation involved. And it just makes me crazy. I actually love disclosure. I think that consumers deserve to know if someone's been paid to talk about something. But what I don't like is this double standard that traditional media is not always held up to the same standards and is not policed in the same way. And we have to do disclosures before, disclosures after. It has to have ad on, hashtag ad or the word ad in an Instagram post. If TV shows, like if Good Morning America had to disclose in that way, I swear it would just say like sponsored across it would be the equivalent to what we have to do in social media. So this is something that has bothered me forever. I don't see anything changing really, but it's just interesting to think about, especially in light of these new guidelines coming out. The second thing I wanted to talk about is we had a situation last week with a client where they have another agency involved on the back end. We sent over a list of influencers, and that other agency put our influencers through this third party tool analyzing for fake followers, and came up with some really crazy discrepancies, folks that made it through our system. And we have first party data, so we have really good data that we're looking at to alert us if there's some kind of fake follower issue. All of these people that we submitted to the client obviously made it through our system. We feel really great about them. It was actually an awesome list. And this other agency put these influencers through a third party tool, and like 80% of them came up with issues. And in looking into this third party tool, it's one that we've looked at before. It has a new name now, but they're not using first party data. They're basically scraping using publicly available knowledge on most of our influencers. If you go in and put them in there and look at it, there's all these disclaimers that the data might not be right. So it was kind of infuriating to send over this list of really great folks who can do an awesome job writing about this topic, writing about these products that are going to be available, and having them all shot down for fake reasons. It kind of felt like a knife in the gut. I think I actually said that to the client on a call, which I'm usually not that dramatic on client calls. But anyway, just it's so silly. Like, certainly fake followers is an issue. We all know about it. We talk about it all the time. But I think what's more of an issue are just dishonest folks out there selling screening tools that are just bogus and garbage. And I think you have to be really careful when you're using a tool like that. Where are they getting the information from? Is it valid? Are they standing behind it? And if not, take a step back and think about whether you want to use that to guide what you're doing. Take a look at the influencer. I mean, use your own eyeballs to see, like, if someone comes up and gets flagged in a system, pull up that profile on Instagram. Does it seem like there are a lot of fake followers? Are you upset with the content? Use the machine, use the software as a tool to help alert you to something that you want to look at with your own human eyeballs. Don't use that machine as something to just cross people off of a list without any kind of human analysis. So anyway, those are two things that were bugging me this week. Next week, maybe we'll get to some more positive, happy, grateful times as we get closer to Thanksgiving, and hope you guys have a great week.